What's up, y'all? Did I tell you that I broke my tripod? Well, I did. This is how it goes now. Sorry, I'll get a new one soon. Let's talk about ribs. Let's talk about ribs, specifically spare ribs, because I think they're the most delicious. First off, I'm sure you saw that these look crazy. Probably haven't seen a full rack like this, but if you have, you already know what we're in for. So right here, we got all our bones. This is our typical rib section, and the rest of this, you can cook this like this if you really want to. I don't recommend it. I'm gonna show you what we do with it. So first off, you see we have all these little scraggly bits, and a lot of times on the back, this is a poor example, but this one's not. They have this like flap on the back, on the bone side, so you're gonna want to trim that off. So here we go. Let's trim off some of these scribbly bits right here. And this stuff's good for sausage. I do it with I even make a rib sausage. So it's just literally my ribs in sausage form. Try that. Super easy too. Like just add my rib seasoning to it per weight, which we'll get into that one day. All right, a little scraggly bit right here. Boom, done. That I don't even know why I did that. It wasted my time. Okay, so right here you can kind of see where it changes. And what I like to do is I like kind of like fold it and find where like the thin bones are, right? So I'll literally go like this, and sometimes I try to just even break them if I can. Never works. I still try, right? Then you're gonna need a big knife, all right? So get you a cleaver, something heavy, and run along that bone line. So this top piece is gonna be really hard. Wow, this is why I have my sharpening stone out. You can see I cut off that portion, all right? So it's gonna come up and then go over, right? So it's usually 2 cuts up, boom, and then I'll peel that back just a little bit to open it up. Then I'll line it up, I'm like, all right. Get through them bones, boom, all right. So that's the hard part. Now I'm gonna flip it around, straighten it back out. Once again, re-get my line. I'm gonna grab that handle that I created. I'm gonna hold it down, and I'm gonna start to essentially paper cutter my way through the rest of the bones. And then once you get through, use the tip of that knife to cut that strip off. So again, this is great sausage meat right here. I cut off that tail. I'll show you, maybe I won't. But sometimes you'll have little bitty bone pieces in this, but there'll be this thin membrane. So you get a paper towel, grab that membrane, rip it out. All those little bitty bones will go out with it, hopefully. Then check it just to make sure, no more bones. That's now great sausage meat, and you can feed it just right in there. Boom. This piece, there's this fat chunk on top I like to get. I use a boning knife because I mean that's kind of what we're doing here, right? Flat. This is great for stock or stock, bone broth, things like that. I've got a bunch of this already, so in the trash it goes today. Anyways, we're almost done here. You can see that there's still this funky little flat. There's not even any. Ooh, there is a bone in there. So we definitely want to remove this. And what we're going to do here is what's called squaring it off. All right, so you find like the tiny bone. There'll be one that's not quite a full. Here we go. It's just about halfway. And I usually cut right on the inside of that. Boom. All right, and once again we have this flap of meat. I'm going to remove the rest of that bone. I removed, just around it. Don't even care. Once again, we're going to check that. There's that one bone spur I was just talking about. Oh. See, that ended up being like that long. And I thought it was like tiny. So now we got this. See what I mean? This is why we check. Now this one is super tiny. But I'm not trying to damage my grinder, which this looks like it'll go right through the grinder fine, so that's good. All right, and as far as I'm concerned, these are trimmed up. You'll hear people saying cut off the membrane, rip off the membrane. Don't do that. And the reason why is because it's going to trap in all that delicious fat and confit these ribs as we go. So, here we go. Oh my gosh. Thank you. So now you can see, nice squared off all the way around ribs. Now at this point, we just simply season them up. Super easy. The dog is going nuts, and I don't know why. There's this tiny little bone right here, and I'm just going to remove it real quick. Sorry, everybody. Hold on. I'll fix it in editing. Just kidding. I don't edit these things. All right, yeah, that really wasn't safe for service. Bam, bam, bam. This is now expose this that I want to remove. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, these are officially cleaned up. Now, at this point, get your seasoning, your rub, whatever you're trying to use, whether it be just salt, pepper, salt, garlic, pepper, whatever. I like my mix, obviously. I like a back and forth motion. I almost forgot to pre-shake. Always pre-shake. Especially if your rub has sugar in it. Oh man, if your rub has sugar in it, you need to shake that sucker up. Boom, nice quick back and forth. And depending on how full this is, depends on you know, what angle you're gonna need to be at. Oh, come on. You know what? A lot of times when I'm doing multiple ribs, I'll just do a U shape. This time I'm just gonna pinch it together. And then rotate it around. Boom, boom. As you can see, we're doing the sides first. Some people say you don't need to do the sides on the ribs. I say they might be right, and I don't care, because I do the sides of my ribs. It looks nice. Make sure every bite is going to be delicious, no matter what. All right, so we did the sides. Let's work on the back. Yes, we're seasoning this membrane. It's going to disappear, so you need it to have flavor. It's going to be like the least jerky you've ever tasted. You saw I flipped them over, doing the other side. Pat, don't rub. You rub, you get like cakey. It's not gonna look nice, all right? So then, bam, look at that. Boom. Let that sit for an hour. Go throw it on the pit. And I rock them at 250 for the first like hour or two, and then I bump it up like 275, and I always finish around like 300. But for the first 2 hours, you know, you're really trying to get that smoke flavor, really adhere all the seasoning, give it a nice bind to the meat, and give it some good smoky flavor. And then after 2 hours, you want to flip the ribs over. Bam. And then I like to bump the heat up there a little bit, because what we're trying to do is trying to fry this membrane a little bit, and that's going to crisp it up. Then after another hour, so 2 hours, 1 hour, and then flip them back over, and usually like 2 hours later, they're done. Well, after I do this, I will usually spray some kind of concoction on there. You can literally just do water if you really wanted to, because what we're trying to do is make what is on top of it not burn. You want it more to finish cherry red than like a brisket, where a brisket would be black, looking like a meteorite. So these won't. You can totally do brisket style ribs. We'll probably do some one of these days soon. Probably salt, pepper, garlic them and crisp them right up. Give them a nice bark. It's gonna be really interesting. Probably seal juices in real nice. But anyway, yeah. So then pull them. I like to pull them right around 200 degrees. But you see how like when I pick it up, it's like this. You'll start cooking them, and you'll pick them up, and they'll be like this, right? And it'll kind of wiggle like a little bit. But when they're done, when you pick them up, it's gonna be like, oh, they're done. You're gonna know. All right. Y'all have any questions? Holler down in the comments below. If you think I missed anything, let me know. Keep cooking, y'all. Keep smoking barbecue. Keep eating delicious, smoky goodness. We'll see y'all next time. Heavy out. Boom.